The addictive nature of OxyContin, the makers of the popular opioid recently settled a Kentucky lawsuit for an unparalleled $24 million. Now a California mom pledging she's up next to take on the billion-dollar business.
I was addicted from the very first time I took pain medication.
Started off using OxyContin.
OxyContin. That word just makes my blood boil.
Hey, you! What do you say? Something beautiful and something free!
Since this factory started to manufacture OxyContin, people have died, and nobody seems to care.
A mother's call to action after the so-called OxyContin clan, worth $14 billion, clocks in at number 20 on Forbes' America's Richest Families list.
I would like to tell the Sackler family today on this platform for you to give us $300 million minimum so that we can help these kids out there.
I was in a really dark place.
One of the 2 million hooked after one pop. 27-year-old Lisa Cohen remembers the pain painkiller addiction can cause.
That was when I got the cable cord from the TV and I wrapped it around the ceiling fan and I tried to hang myself. There was another instance where I got a hold of my boyfriend's gun and I put the gun to my head and I pulled the trigger. And the safety was on.
In 2012, it's reported there are enough scripts written to give a bottle to every adult in the country.
This is the worst country in the world in addiction because this stuff is given out like candy.
By 2014, federal data shows a record 47,000 drug overdose deaths in the U.S.
And the addiction goes on further into heroin because it's a lot cheaper.
I was doing opiates and heroin for almost 5.5 years. I've always been scared to get clean because heroin's a hard thing to kick.
Knowing detox can be deadly.
Oh my God. It was the worst pain in every joint and muscle in my body. I was hallucinating, thrashing. My back hurt so bad.
Grandmother Teresa Strong checks into Path to Serenity, where the daughter who once was so overwhelmed by opiate addiction, she tried to kill herself twice, now gives her life to save others addicted.
I want women to know that they can come here and change their lives.
And it's Cohen's suburban Orange County mom calling for a crusade against big pharma prescriptions.
There are parents who have lost their children. It's a very sad situation, and it's a very sad thing for a mother to look at her child who has this look on her face. It's a look of helplessness. I want all the mothers who are out there whose children have suffered addiction through these drugs to get together and try to close this facility down. They owe a lot more than this to society. They owe everything.
KTLA reached out to the makers of the drug, and while we were told no one was available for an on-camera interview, a representative did respond, saying, quote, "Today, Purdue manufactures 3 of the 6 FDA-approved opioids with abuse-deterrent properties," end quote. That statement referring to a change in Oxy's formula a few years back, where the company says it made the pill harder to crush, therefore harder to abuse. The Orange County mother insists she will not be stopped and asks anyone struggling with addiction, PathToSerenity.com can help. I'm Jessica Holmes. Back to you, Mike and Cher.